All right, friends, we are back for another interview in is this hour 3, 6, 7, 8, 9? This is hour 4 of Wheel of Wishes. And man, are they rolling in. KFRXFM.com. You have to donate today. Something small can make a huge difference in the life of a local wish kid right here in Nebraska. Back again is our favorite from Make A Wish, Missy.
Hello.
How
You
you
know,
doing?
you just said something that is really true. Small donations add up to a lot. And it hit me. We have been doing this. This is our 10th year together that we are raising money for Make A Wish.
Wow.
You guys, we are at over $188,000 that we've raised. Right. And so you think about that. That's $10, $20. Granted, we get some bigger gifts, but
Yeah.
there's a lot more of those, gifts that people can do kind of without breaking the bank. And that's what it means. It means wishes are happening.
I
So
say that all the time. It's small amounts. It's that extra few bucks. Or when you went to the store, how you go to the store and you're like, oh, I'm gonna spend $300, and then
right,
you only spend
right.
50. You're like, oh, well, you already allotted that other money. You might as well give a little bit to a wish kid right here today.
Right. Right.
So you can start that process, KFRX@film.com. We've got Missy from Make A Wish Nebraska and a very, very special guest. She is a Wish sister, former intern, and of course, volunteer, and all around awesome person. Welcome, Natasha.
Woo!
Hi, Natasha. How are
Thank
you?
I am well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you for being here. Now, Natasha, you're a Wish sister to Iman, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now, could you mind telling me about your story?
Yes. So my little sister Iman was diagnosed with renal cancer when she was 5 years old. And so that, as I'm sure you've been hearing wish stories all day, it's a really challenging process for so many families in Nebraska. And we were one of them. And our way of coping was a lot of times watching Lilo and Stitch. And that was her favorite thing. So when Missy came in and was, so kindly willing to grant a wish for my sister, that was the one thing she was very keen on, was going to see where Lilo and Stitch lived, which was Hawaii. And it was an amazing experience of getting to finally have a break from one of the most challenging moments of our lives. And I think this past year has just taught us how challenging health issues can be. And for families who are really feeling it, Make A Wish has just been an organization that I think brings exactly what those people need and deserve in those moments.
As a Wish sister, what did that whole process look like for you from the moment, Missy got in contact to seeing the wish fulfilled? Could you kind of give me an insight into that?
I think it felt just like finally a little bit of hope, where it was like
Mm.
someone else is looking out for us, and realizing like this is hard. And I think I am just an older sister. I'm very thankful my health was never in the position that my poor sister was in, but she came in at the time when it felt like it was getting really tough, and we finally had something to look forward to. And as caretakers and as family members of someone going through something that difficult, it's just a wonderful thing to know someone is there for you, realizing how hard this is on a child, and wanting to make that experience better and just provide some relief. And that's exactly what Make A Wish did for us.
Now, tell me about afterwards, right? You've got the wish granted. What impact does it make long term?
I think long term, it just makes you realize that these are really significant moments in your life when something this challenging is happening. And there's so much to be thankful for, but there's so many important ways to pay it forward, and to keep those people in mind and keep those families in mind. And Make A Wish's mission is to constantly be attending to those wishes. So I think it's just knowing that this work is always happening. Kids are unfortunately always getting sick. And this is work that always will need to be done because there's nobody who deserves it more than kids.
That's 100% right. And today is one of those days where you can really help those kids from now to the future. Like Natasha said, the work always needs to be done, whether it's today or whether it's next Monday or whether it's 2 months from now. It's not like we do our Wheel of Wishes and everything is gone, right? This is a step where we get to say, yes, let's come together. We're using our platform to try to pull more people into the Make a Wish family. And Natasha's had a wonderful experience with Make a Wish, and it all starts back with Missy. Missy, do you mind? I mean, share with us what it was like coming into contact with the family, and then tell us about your experience with Natasha as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was so lucky. Her family is just remarkable and amazing. I also remember, if I'm remembering right, Iman was diagnosed like right around her fifth birthday. And so she
Yeah.
didn't even want to say that she was five. She just was going to stay four because when she turned five, things kind of went downhill a little bit for her because that's when she was diagnosed. And that's when, a lot of adults were coming into her space and it was really invasive. And so she was pretty cautious when the other wish granter and I started, meeting with her family to figure out what her wish might be. She didn't really want that. And, so we just took our time. And I think that's a really important thing to remember for both the child and the family. This is a form of trauma, right? Like hearing that diagnosis and having your life turned upside down. And so, we just took our time. And in that, like I got to meet a really remarkable, amazing family and got to know Natasha, who was just lovely and amazing. And so, when we kind of went through that process of really figuring out what her wish was and, them deciding to go to Hawaii, which a remarkable place to be.
Yes.
We got to know each other, and then Natasha had asked me, like, do you ever have interns? And I remember my heart just blew up and I was so excited. I was like, yes, absolutely. Like I would have moved mountains to make sure that she could intern for us. Which, it was such an easy decision because I saw the care and love that she just so willingly gave to her sister as a senior in high school. That was her focus, was taking care of her sister as much as she could because they just had such a special bond. And she came to intern for us, and she just has given so wholly of herself over these years and back to our families. It's really been exciting to watch her kind of go from a high school student to now a law school student, and just watching that growth. I'm just really grateful for the impact she's had on me personally and professionally.
And that's, I mean, the time that she has spent, because I knew Natasha in high school, went to high school together, and the time that she spent with Make-A-Wish, I was still like interacting in the halls, and she was just as bubbly, just as helpful,
Yeah.
just as friendly as you've been describing her. So
Yeah.
it's insane to see, someone coming in to your organization and being like, you know what, here's my personality. Despite what I'm going through, here's
Yeah.
my personalities. Here's what I can share of me. And Make-A-Wish is always open for more volunteers and more people to help, right?
Absolutely. Obviously, it's a little strange right now, but we will be back at it. I mean, we're still granting wishes. Where we sometimes have had people helping with events like this. It looks a little different this year, but keep an eye on our website for when those volunteer trainings are, if you are interested, because we'd love to grow the family.
Now, Natasha, I've got to ask, did you go to Hawaii?
I did go to Hawaii.
Okay,
It was,
tell me about the family's experience. What was it like for you? What was it like for your mom? Tell me about it.
oh my God. I think the most impact I can share of just apart from Hawaii being a beautiful place and such an important, meaningful place after what we went through, that was the first place my sister wanted to swim. Like Missy was saying, she was a very reserved sort of personality in the beginning of everything she was going through. And finally, she decided, okay, I'm not afraid of water. I'm going to try to swim. She is now on a swim team and an incredibly fast swimmer and a really dedicated, passionate swimmer. Like it is her favorite thing to do. And that would not have happened without Make a Wish. Like it's just little things where you get to see the seeds planted.
Mhm.
I myself have been able to meet, of course, wonderful people and families in the community who I still see around town when I get to go outside. And it's just a wonderful thing to be a part of. So I really encourage folks to donate and to give their time and learn more about what they can do because it makes a huge change in people's lives.
That wish granting process sometimes, seems like, it's magic, or, to people that aren't in the industry or don't understand and haven't hopped in with the organization. Missy, as a wish granter yourself,
Yeah.
it kind of explain what that's like for someone who's interested.
Oh, absolutely. It's magic. I mean, I remember when I started with Make a Wish, somebody said it is the most selfish volunteer work you can do. And I think it's true because I really do think you take more away from it than maybe you feel like you're giving, even as a staff person.
Wow.
It is magical to watch, kids really, again, kind of come into their own and share of themselves, whether they love space or whether they learn to swim, or learn to love swimming or whatever that thing is. It's really fun to uncover that. And, as travel wishes, I should say, are on hold, another wish granter and I went and did birthday caroling on Tuesday night with one of our wish kids. It was her birthday on Tuesday. And so we dropped off a couple of gifts carefully, obviously, and then stood way back and then sang her happy birthday. And she was so excited. And, again, selfishly, like that made us feel really good. So, if you want to give back, but honestly, you kind of end up feeding your own spirit. We'd love to have you. So our wish granters go out. They meet with the families kind of as many times as it takes. Sometimes it's just once or twice to get that initial information about what the wish is. And sometimes, like with Iman, it took a few times, and that was okay. It's a big question to say, what is your wish? What is that thing that you would love to do more than anything else?
Yeah.
And that's okay if it takes a little time. So it's just magic. Yeah, you just feel really amazing to get to be a part of something so special for a family.
And where can people go if they're like, that sounds amazing, I want to try to sign up for this? Where do they go?
Yeah, you're going to go to wish.org/Nebraska. It's actually a new website for us. And you can find out all the information to volunteer there. You fill it out online and we can get you started.
Wow. Thank you so much, Missy. Natasha, law school. Whoa. How is that going for you?
Oh, it's going. One exam left, and then we are officially halfway done with law school. So it'll be good to.
It sounds like a lot of work, and seriously, thank you for every single influence that you've given to Make a Wish. It means the absolute world right now.
Oh, thank you all. This is amazing. Thank you.
Yes, and tell Iman that we say hi, okay?
Of course, she's busy doing homework all the time. Poor kid.
Rip away from the homework and come hang out with us sometime. No, that's great. Natasha, thank you so much for joining us. Missy, as usual, it is wonderful to talk to you, and we will talk to you soon.
Perfect. See you soon.
See